Good afternoon. Gonna set the vibe for the live today. Shameless plug. I am burning my own incense. Incense are on sale in dayscare.com. Right now we are running the Black Friday sale. Everything on the site is on sale up to 75% off. So go and stock up, get everything that you need while supplies last. I wanted to do a live today, just a quick little live. The girls are home with me today, so I don't have that much time to really get into it. But I wanted to discuss spiritual bypassing and why now, and how it is relevant to cultivating and protecting our peace during the holidays, during this time of year that can be very trying for a lot of us. So let's get into it. In general, during the holiday season, we may feel the pressure or the need to, just a second, there we go, okay. During the holiday season, we may feel the pressure or the need to participate. We may feel like we need to get in on the action and do what everyone else is doing, right? In order to connect socially, emotionally with other people. Do the human thing, right? So what does that mean for the rest of us, or for people who aren't necessarily holiday people, who aren't with the festive gatherings? My answer to that is do what feels right. Funny story, and this is why I always urge people to do their research, right? I had made excuse me, I had made the conscious decision to celebrate Kwanzaa with my family last year, and upon doing the research and learning about the holiday, the traditions, and trying to make it my own, I found out some disheartening news about the creator of the holiday, and I'm just going to urge you guys to do your own research. You can look it up and go and find out what you need to know and draw your own conclusions. But, excuse me, after finding out what I did, I'm opting out of celebrating Kwanzaa this year. I haven't really been celebrating Thanksgiving for the most part for the last few years, and now Kwanzaa's out, and Christmas is less of a religious holiday for my family and more of just a time to gather. My grandmother was born on Christmas Eve. It was more of a celebration of life that time of year. Now that my grandmother has passed and I've become a mother, there is some pressure to participate and to celebrate the holidays, because I want to start my own traditions with my family, and I want my children to grow up with the experiences that will allow them to connect with other people, right? The problem with that is it can start to feel performative, right? And so if you don't feel genuinely called to celebrate a certain holiday, my advice would be not to. And so my solution was somewhere in the middle, to scale back from the holiday celebrations and do a more intimate with just me and my daughters and celebrate that way, right? That's the true meaning of the holiday season. Spending time with the ones you love, right? For those of us who don't have loved ones around or aren't close with our families, don't have many friends, the holidays can be a very trying time. The holidays can do a number on your mental and spiritual, and it can be triggering. It can remind us of those traumas, take us right back to those places. And so I thought I'd come on and offer some techniques that I like to use during this time of the year to keep my spirits up, to protect my peace and my mental health and spiritual wellness. So for those of us you're not the closest with your families, I know you guys have seen all over social media the Friendsgiving. So that's always a great option, spending the holidays with a chosen family. But if Friendsgiving is not an option, incorporating your family and your friends into one big celebration might take the pressure off of you. You don't feel like necessarily you have to create a separate gathering. You can just have everyone that you love in one place. I'd urge you guys to maybe try that. Have more friends around the family for emotional support if necessary. Hot take, unpopular opinion, just don't go. It's perfectly okay to opt out of the function. It's perfectly okay to say no and choose to stay home and not participate at all this year. I think that gets a lot of flack. Anyone opting to just not participate and not be cheery and bubbly and bright during the holidays, you're deemed a Grinch and you don't celebrate and something's wrong with you. Rather than some people just prefer to be alone. I'm here to tell you that that's a healthy option. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about choosing to skip out. If the holidays remind you of grief or may trigger you, a lot of us may tend to lean into our spirituality during trying times, right? Unbeknownst to a lot of us, when we lean into our spirituality during trying times or times of crisis or to navigate through trauma, we can experience what they call spiritual bypassing. What is spiritual bypassing? I'll tell you. Spiritual bypassing is the idea of intellectualizing your spiritual relationship, your spiritual journey. You understand it, you think it, you can articulate it to others, but you aren't allowing yourself to feel and go through your emotions and process your emotions. Instead, you're using the spirituality as more of a crutch. You're using the spirituality as more as a shield. You may choose to avoid conflicts or people, places, or things that trigger you, that remind you of the trauma, right? And in doing that, you're not actually dealing with the trauma. You aren't healing the trauma. You aren't acknowledging it. You're avoiding it under the guise of protecting your peace or under the guise of cultivating your spiritual wellness or an environment conducive for you to be well. And while that is important, what I've learned in therapy is that avoidance solves nothing. You're constantly healing, right? And so there's going to come a point in time, there's going to be, you may end up in a place where you do not have control over the situation, and you may come face to face with one of those triggers. And what do you do in those moments? You haven't learned or developed any coping mechanisms to deal with being triggered because you've been avoiding those triggers. You've been avoiding anything that brings you discomfort. And you know what they say about our comfort zones, right? I urge you guys to sit and reflect and meditate and really do your shadow work. I know it may seem counterproductive where I'm trying to give you tips on protecting your peace and cultivating your spiritual wellness, but in reality, you can't do either without shadow work. So your refusal to acknowledge your triggers or your past traumas keeps you trapped in those traumas. It keeps you trapped in that time, and it keeps you trapped in that version of yourself. And not living in your truth is not protecting your peace. It's not cultivating peace. It is performative. And as long as you are performative, there will be the pressure to perform, the pressure to go on. How do we fix this? Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. I do have some products and some spiritual wellness practices that I would recommend for times of doing the shadow work and just overall trying to get into a space where you know really what you want, the type of people you want to surround yourself with, the things that you want for your life, and how to get there. And then once you're there, how to protect that space, that energy, and yourself while you're there. I'm talking shadow work. I have the shadow work candle. Well, these candles are 75% off on the website. right now during Black Friday. This candle is dressed with herbs. When burnt, they act as an incense that helps you tap into your subconscious, that helps to trigger certain emotions, that help you to unearth hidden truths or buried memories, suppressed emotions, right? It's also dressed with a Vesuvianite crystal. It's also dressed with a labradorite crystal and an evil eye pendant, some white sage, and a little glitter for the pizzazz. I like to burn this candle when I am meditating and I'm having a rough go at it. When I say meditation, right, I want to be clear that there are different forms of meditation, right? And when I refer to meditation, I'm not always referring to sitting down in silence and blocking out the world around me. A lot of times meditation for me looks like music meditation. So while I'm working and doing some admin work, or while I'm creating products and I have the music going and I kind of just space out and I'm in a zone, that's a form of meditation. But also choosing to be still, if you saw the last live, playing music, meditating, sitting with my crystals or journaling, I'll burn this candle while doing all of those things. If I find myself still struggling for that ray of sunshine, that spark, I will reach for my Love and Light candle. And this candle is also 75% off on the website. This candle is dressed with rose quartz, some sandstone, and clear quartz crystals, as well as calendula petals. This is a uplifting scent. It's citrusy, it's invigorating, it'll get you going. But it's also soothing and grounding. I can go on and describe the scent to you, or you can order them on the site. I believe they're like $8. $8 right now on the site. Both candles on sale. But at the start of the live, you saw me light my incense. And I was having a conversation with my best friend and I didn't want to admit it, but here we are. Call me the incense lady. I have an event that I go to, pop-up events that I go to out here in Bridgeport, and there were a few times I'd show up at these events, and before I have anything out on the table, there will be other people passing through and other vendors like, that's the incense lady. That's the lady that we bought the incense from the last time that she was here. We need to get some incense. And it's like, they'll come over, do you have the incense? Yes. And then the response during this Black Friday sale, the incense are damn near sold out. And I love that for me. But I was a little resistant at first, but it's like, if it works, it works. Call me the incense lady. If we're talking incense, I'm gonna show you guys 3 of the scents that I like to burn often. You can see my train of thought where I was going with these in naming them. So these 3 scents are the Reset, and this one, it's just, I've been told it smells similar to baby powder, but I don't think so. But it's just a crisp, light, floral, with a hint of earthy, woodsy smell to it. And that's really great for starting my day. I like to burn certain incense in the morning during meditations. And then I burn different scents at night before bed. This one, any time of day, before bed, in the morning, I call it Unwind. Definitely one of my favorites. And this one, again, they're created with essential oils. Each of the scents are chosen based on the reaction that they elicit. So when creating this, I combine scents together that make me feel like I could unwind and relax anywhere. And the last one, just kicking it. And so this one is everything you think of when you think of soothing and relaxing, with the lavender and the jasmine and sandalwood. I'm a vibes kind of girl, right? And I'll wake up early in the morning, 2 hours before the girls if I need to, in order to set the stage and craft my morning and just enjoy the vibe, right? And so a big part of my morning is my morning cup of tea. And so the Just Kick It blend was actually the first herbal tea blend that I had created once I started my business. As I was drinking my tea, I went to reach for an incense. Like this vibe needs a smell. I need something to accompany it. And I was still buying other incense at the time, and when the incense I went to burn, it wasn't really doing it for me. It's like, you can make them yourself, right? And thus, Just Kick It. Great on their own, even better together. Last product recommendation that I personally enjoy using at times to give me just the pick-me-up. That last one would be the Sacral Yoni Aphrodisiac Oil. Now, yes, in the name, Sacral Yoni Aphrodisiac Oil. That it is. But it is also a great meditative aid. I am a creative through and through. I do not feel like myself if I am not creating in some sense of the word. And when I am stressed or experiencing blockages, I can't create this. I don't feel like myself. And I need a quick way to get out of my funk, snap out of things, and get back to creating and healing and spreading joy. So I like to use these twice a week. Each day I try to focus on a different chakra when doing my meditation to make sure that everything is smooth and up and running. It's either Friday or Saturday. I'll work with the sacral chakra, and I will take a few drops of this. This bottle is the last bottle in stock, so I'm not going to open it. But I'll apply a few drops to my palms, rub them together, and I'll take a deep breath. Throughout the meditation, I'll apply them to my pulse points and behind my ears. And then while I'm doing yoga, I'll catch the scent. I'll get a whiff every now and again. And it's kind of like a reset in a way that allows me to focus on my creativity and birthing new things. If I'm not feeling like myself and I feel that coming on more during the holidays, I don't like to allow myself to even get into that funk. I don't like to allow myself to let the negative thoughts creep in too much. So these are my go-tos. One huge thing that helps me when I am trying to refocus and trying to cultivate my spiritual wellness, my mental wellness, my physical wellness is setting goals. And I know that may seem counterproductive, right? Giving yourself more to do or giving yourself deadlines or more tasks when your plate is full. But if you are feeling overwhelmed, like your plate is full, creating goals might help you to organize those thoughts, things that you need to do. And in all this organization and getting these things done, they're helping you to keep your mind off of the holiday blues, to keep your mind off of the fact that you may not have the best relationship with close or loved ones. You don't have the relationship that everyone else may seem to have during the holidays. Just know that your journey is your journey. Your path is your path. What is for you is for you. If setting goals may seem a bit too much, one final tip that I'm going to share that helps me with trying to cultivate my wellness and protect my peace, especially during the holidays, especially in times where I may be feeling lonely or there's a lot going on. And those are affirmations. Words are so powerful. And the sooner we learn that and understand that and embrace that, the better off we all will be. So I love to use positive affirmations as a way to regulate my mood, turn my mood around, as a way to help me stay focused on a goal, on the prize, and just remind myself of who I am, okay? One affirmation that I use frequently: I am whole and complete. I am whole. I am complete. I have everything that I need. I am whole. I am complete. I am fulfilled. I have everything that I need. When you wake up in the morning, brushing your teeth or washing your face, while you commute to work, while you're driving to work, while you clean, those may not be the phrases or the specific words that are going to do the trick and might light that fire underneath you. So I urge you to find the affirmations that work best for you, but I think those are great starting points. Just remembering to remind yourself, convene with yourself, check in. It's okay to talk to yourself despite what society has told us. But in doing those things, the difference you'll see an improvement in your mood and your reaction to the holidays and all of the stress and emotion that comes along. One last thing, if you missed the first half of the live, or if you guys are unaware, we are doing a Black Friday sale on the site right now. The entire site is on sale, up to 75% off. That includes wellness services. Just enter code Black Friday at checkout for the wellness services in order for the discount to be applied. All of the products are already discounted, no code necessary. And if you need a little help and support during the holiday times, if you need a little redirection, my tarot bookings are open through December 15th. Book a Reiki session, guided meditation. All of this is available at indayscare.com. So I'm here. Take the help if you need it. All right, guys, I'm going to go back and check on these kids because I'm pretty sure they won't be quiet for much longer. So thanks for watching. Happy healing. And as always, love and light.